In my last video, I ended with um, help for homosexuals certainly can't be helped in the church. And let me retract on that a little bit. It can if we change. There are many types of churches out there today. I was raised Pentecostal. Um, I don't consider myself Pentecostal anymore. But there are churches out there that are all inclusive, that claim that homosexuality is not a sin and God accepts everybody for who they are and that he created us this way. And I want you to know that that is a lie. That is not true. God did not create us to be this way, and he is not all inclusive. He does not accept sin. And homosexuality, the act itself, is a sin. The temptation is not a sin, just like any other type of sin. If you're, I mean, Jesus was tempted. Temptation is not a sin. It's when we give into that temptation that makes it a sin. But then there's another type of a church that is they just condemn. They just are bashing you and telling you that there's no way you're saved, and that you're an abomination, that God turned you over to a reprobate mind and you're lost and you can never be saved. That's a lie. And then there's the churches in between that they don't say much about anything. They just You're welcome there, but they don't talk about it. They don't discuss it. It's a subject that they don't really want to um, they don't want to deal with, and they're wrong too. So when I say it is a struggle and you're not going to find it in the church, that's what I'm saying. Um, there are a lot of people, and like I said before, everybody knows somebody who's gay. It might be your child, and you don't know how to act. You don't know how to accept it. That you feel like you have to reject that child, or um, they just get pushed away, and it's just not the way that Jesus wants us to be. Could you imagine if we were all as open and honest as a gay person? What if you were open and honest enough to say, hey, don't trust me, I'm a gossip, I'll stab you in the back? What if you say, hey, look, I'm so full of pride, I look down on everybody else, watch out for me? You know, be honest with yourself. We're not any better than anybody else. We're all in this together, and we need to help each other. What we don't understand, and I understand it, you can understand where you're at, and people think it's as easy as we'll change, just stop. Well, let me ask you a question. Can you stop being heterosexual? Can you turn off your feelings for the opposite sex? Can you do that? Can you just shut that off? Well, you're expecting us to do something you can't do yourself. You have to understand also that God created each and every one of us a sexual human being. And that's not something we choose, that's something we're born with. So our sexual desires are just like yours. They're just directed towards the same sex. And even if you feel that that's disgusting, that's fine, but it's reality. And what you have to understand as well is, that for us, our option is to live a celibate life alone and depressed and never have anybody in your life for the rest of your life. That's a depressing place to be. It's not easy watching all of your friends who are heterosexual get married and have a family and enjoy their life, and knowing that that's something I can never have because I don't have those feelings. What should I do? Pretend I do and marry some woman and pretend that I love her? How fair is that? I can't do that. My only option is to be celibate, just like anybody else that is not married. But it's just a difficult road to go on. And if you really take the chance to meet somebody and get to know somebody who is gay, I think you'll be surprised. I think that you'll find a group of very compassionate people, people who were deeply wounded. They have a lot of hurt, they have a lot of struggles in their life, filled with depression and rejection and fear and anger, all kind of things that they're going through that they can't talk to anybody about for fear of being rejected again. We're people. We're all in this together. And I want to reach out to the church. And I want to speak to different churches and groups of Christians on how do we approach the gay community with love and compassion. That's what it's about. We're going to lead people to Christ when we show the love, not when we show the hate. When you show somebody hate, they're going to go the other way. And when they're rejected enough, they're going to form a group so strong and so mighty that no one's going to penetrate that. They're not going to be hurt anymore. And you would feel the same way if you were rejected over and over again. You know, you're either going to end your life or you're going to find a group of people who are going to love you and accept you for who you are, whether it's wrong or not. And we as Christians need to point people to Christ, to Jesus, the only one that can set us free and to love us where we're at. It's not we have to change before we come to Christ. We come to Christ and then he starts dealing with our heart. He sends the Holy Spirit to help us and he deals with our heart. Why can't we understand this? Why can't we open the door to let somebody who has been shut out in so we can help you as a church reach people who Jesus died for? We need your help, and that's what I'm asking for.